So tomorrow, or today, depending on whenever you're watching this, or yesterday, or way before when, who knows when, is when we will be back right here at 5 p.m. Ideally, hopefully, maybe, to do our reviews of Daredevil episode 1 and 2. So we're gonna start and get a little hype for it because it's supposed to have just dropped like 3 minutes ago.
Yep.
And we're gonna look at some stuff about Daredevil. So starting over there at LRM Online, this was one I found just yesterday. Daredevil Born Again showrunner details reshoot changes plus positive early reactions, which is a wonderful thing to see. In a recent interview, Daredevil Born Again's showrunner details the reshoot changes he made, plus we have new positive early reactions from critics. So, as I am sure you're aware, Marvel made the decision to bring Scarta Payne as showrunner and hire new directors. This was after 6 episodes of Born Again had already been shot by the previous team. Quote, quite a bit lived. The thing is, and I think Sana can speak to this, they had that time during the strike to take a look at what they had, and those 6 episodes were super solid. I saw them way later, Scott Payne explained. They were super solid, but the issue was bringing up themes and feelings that we loved from the old show in context. Quote, I'll say that over and over again. The first episode is the one that takes us into the run, and we needed to have those first 15 minutes of that first episode to set the stage. And we ended up doing was the amount of additional material. What we ended up doing was the amount of additional material was essentially 3 episodes worth, then quite a bit of inter-situational material inside the body of the middle 6. I feel like it was mostly enhancement, and it was really bringing up stuff that we loved a little more. Loved a little more. Fisk and Matt, a little more action, pathos. The show was there. It wanted to be something. We just had to do some things to draw that out. That's a good way of looking at it.
Okay.
We understood what they did was good, but they weren't quite to that level we needed to get to, so we took it to that level. That gives me high hopes for the show.
Yeah.
Especially when, I mean, we got to compare it to the last Marvel show, which would have been Agatha All Along, which we heard of all the different issues of them trying to figure out how to get that going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, Agatha, I think you and I came out at like a
6,
3.5.
3.5 out of 10?
5.
Out of 5, yeah. 3.5 out of 10, yeah. Or what? 3.5 out of 5, yeah.
Yeah, so like a 7, 6.5. So
yeah,
it was okay. It
like
my opinion. My opinion, a show either needs to be really good to be memorable and to be talkable and to be sellable, really bad that nobody watches it or people watch it just because of how horrible it is. The Acolyte falls down here in this bottom section. And if it falls anywhere in the middle, so like 1 to 3 or like 8 to 10, those are your categories you want to get into.
I'd say 7 to 10, personally. I'd say 7 to 10.
As far as we saw, Agatha never really pulled anybody extra. It fell into this category that was, it's there, but it was forgettable and nobody really paid attention. Skeleton Crew, I would give it, based on everything I saw, was probably closer to like a 6 or a 7. It was, again, a solid show, but nobody cared because it was on that middle ground.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man, we're still not there. Nelson, I looked again this morning. Nelson's still not there yet. I think it's next week. Again, you and I put that at an 8. I don't have the number pulled up. It was
I think 8. it was like a 8.3. I think.
And so there. Again, it's in that top level that like I remember that show. Like,
yeah,
that was a good show. I'm excited for it. Where Agatha, I don't remember most of the episodes. I don't know about you, but that's where I'm at.
I remember Dookie Demon. Obviously, like I'm gonna remember like the big moments because it's MCU and they really focus on their big moments. But like, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Uh, Amante added, and again, credit to Matt Carmen and Chris Ord, those writers, some of which stayed with us in the new writers' room, really gave us also a novelistic and real world New York as well. And that's really what we wanted to build upon. But yes, like Dario said, it was elements where we wanted to pull on threads. We wanted to make it a bit darker and more intense and offer that connective tissue that just wasn't there quite there before. But that connective tissue to the previous show, of course, with our returning characters and telling the drama of who they are almost 7 to 8 to 10 years later. So again, it's super cool. They're taking very much in consideration the Netflix show,
Yeah,
which initially everything that they were talking about they were not going to. So to me, this is wonderful. Like looking, we needed to go back. We need to refer back to those original shows or episodes and come from it. Now, early reactions to this, um, everybody is pretty much hyped on it as this kind of goes over. But let's step into a little bit of negative because I'm more of a critic. Honestly, the most negative reaction I came across wasn't that bad. They compared Born Again Daredevil seasons 1 through 3 on Netflix, ranking Born Again in number 3 ahead of season 2, but behind season 1 and 3. Season 1 was fantastic. I never watched season 3, so I can't compare it there, or if I did, I don't remember it. Season 2 was god awful, but it was still good. It was just god awful compared to the series. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay. Um, however, it was still very good, and the critics said the same. I'm hopeful on this one. Again, agreed on this. Now, before we go to the future, Rotten Tomatoes did supposedly just release some of them. We did see at least the popcorn meter. The tomato meter is not out yet, which I'm really surprised by because that should have been released yesterday, I thought. Because tomato would have been critics.
Yeah, could be
But the all audience score is a 94.
pretty high.
That's solid.
Pretty high.
That's pretty high. I don't know how many people that is because it's still too early to see that. But that's well over here it tells me the tomato score is 100, but I cannot see that on the left.
Huh. There's no way that something has 100 on
No, I agree.
tomatoes
I
this
just
early.
but
Well, it's happened before.
yeah, because I mean I see down here Cassandra is at 100,
Yeah,
and that's been out. So
we'll see.
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll check back tomorrow.
Yeah. Of course, we do not let Rotten Tomatoes or other critics' scores impact ours. We just like to see where they are. Because also, I like to try to see how we line up at the end of things. And we actually line up. I mean, you
Pretty
always say that
close to
I'm being
Spider-Man.
too.
Yeah.
You say I'm always being too critical, but all honesty, between my critical and your fanboyingness, we
Thanks.
usually line up pretty much in line with the critic scores.
Yeah. We even each other out.
But season 2 is confirmed because initially the show was greenlit for one episode 18 season. That is being split to 2 seasons.
You mean 18 episode season? One oh I understand.
Instead of it being one 18 episode season, it's going to be broken up to 2 smaller seasons. I think
Yeah.
just because of when everything happened and trying to make sure everything is still working.
Yeah.
So season 2 was confirmed even before the first season was released, causing many to wonder about its many different aspects. Let's see, where was it that I wanted to get into? Marvel. Okay. To adequately explore the confirmation Daredevil Born Again Season 2, it is first worth explaining how the first show season was developed. In July 2022, Daredevil Born Again was first announced at San Diego Comic-Con, with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige confirming it as an 18-episode season on Disney Plus. At first, this was met with great excitement, given the long-running complaint that many of both Marvel's best and worst TV shows felt like stretched out movies as opposed to seasons of television. Very honest critic.
Yeah.
However, the delay in production caused by the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes of 2023 saw Marvel realize that Daredevil Born Again was not working. This led to massive creative overhaul, which this is what I'm curious. This is where Screen Rant gets this, because Screen Rant's normally very positive Marvel.
Yeah.
But they come out and say that it wasn't working. According to the showrunner, which we just read, it was solid. There was just some things that needed to be worked on, but they kept most of that material. So I'm curious where in the middle it is, because there has to be a middle ground between both of them. This led to massive creative overhaul, including a new showrunner, a new director duo, and the writing of new episodes that rendered Daredevil Born Again as a continuation of Netflix show. It was then confirmed that 9 of the 18 planned episodes would be Daredevil Born Again Season 1, which began releasing today. Our shows are tomorrow. As per Entertainment Weekly, the other 9 episodes were initially planned were left over to form Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Given that so much work had already begun, the entire 18th episode arc of the show, the new showrunner and directing duo, there was enough to begin a Season 2 essentially straight away, though the former Dario Scotopane confirmed only 8 episodes would be used for Season 2. So instead of them doing their 18 episode, they're going to be doing 17.
Okay.
Which, again, it's still fine. If they've got it lined out enough that they can get that done, I'm all for it. Production stats, I don't believe we have anything really here. We'll begin production. The Born Again Season 1 premiere saw Satapan confirm that the continuation would begin shooting the following Friday, February 28th, 2025. So it is actually in production already.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Even hitting.
Wait. We heard about this. We heard about this. We read an article about this like 2 weeks ago, I think.
I think we did.
Yeah.
This is just kind of recapping everything together, is what this article is doing. But we start shooting an 8-episode second season on Friday, and the future is unwritten. I don't know if the story is necessary ends or at the end of the second season, which leads up to Season 3. I think the next 2 weeks is what's going to determine if Season 3 is a thing. We're going to see how well this does, because this is so different compared to how clean most of Disney Plus is.
Yeah, this is far more television focused, which is how it should have been from the beginning. But
this is very much television focused, but this is also very much adult focused. Daredevil is very much an adult show. Born Again Season 2 will release in 2026, which makes sense. And then a potential third could come out in 2027. Obviously, cast is still pretty much the same. We don't know anybody new yet. And nothing new because none of us know the story of Season 1.
Yeah.
But I'm super hyped about that. That sounds like they're taking actual care into it, actual focus into it. And they're actually caring for the characters. I saw in a article, I don't remember where it was, but it wasn't enough to really pull. I guess Kevin Feige wasn't exactly the most thrilled when he heard that they were going back to continuing Netflix's story. He wanted it to be Marvel's original story instead.
I guess. I can see that.
But the showrunner when he came in, as he put it, why reinvent the wheel? You have a story that people already loved.
And it already was in universe, technically.
Correct.
So, yeah. Yeah. Before we move on from Daredevil, I do want to mention that I don't have an article for this or anything, but I had heard one of somebody official said that there is a cameo in there that people will not expect. And, where my brain immediately goes in New York.
Spider-Man?
But yeah, of course, where else?
No.
The reason why it won't be Spider-Man is because Sony's contract does not allow for live action television.
Correct. Cameo, nobody would have expect.
Yeah.
So, being realistic, your prediction.
It could be Kate Bishop, but I don't really see that happening. Could be Miss Marvel. I don't see that happening. Maybe Elena trying to recruit him to Thunderbolts. That would line up with timeline wise and marketing cycle wise. That would line up. You don't think so?
I don't think so. Just thinking comics line, they don't really ever interact with each other.
Yeah. It could be just as simple as Danny, Luke Cage, or Jessica.
Jessica
Jones.
Oh,
the other Netflix series. It could be that simple.
It could be that simple.
We'll see.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say Strange.
Well, he's doing incursion stuff in I don't remember the name of that realm, but yeah, I don't think so.
Well, because
he's off with Clea right now.
Remember, he's back and forth because he's still also working on trying to protect this universe.
Yeah, by preventing an incursion.
Correct.
I think Daredevil's a little below him right now.
Unless, okay, let me really far left out there. Who do you think would be the one trying to start working on a getting together those for the Avengers?
It wouldn't be
Before
Strange.
That would have been Tony. But Tony's not here anymore. So who's replacing Tony?
Could be Strange. I hear you.
That's kind of where I'm at, is more so a kind of surprise cameo, especially when next season would be taking place, of, hey, we might need you kind of situation, and quick, done, gone. But no, it's not going to be Peter Parker. I'm telling you that now.
It won't be. Curse you, Sony.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the latest content. And if you just can't get enough of theme parks, video games, TVs, and movies, we've got plenty more where that came from. So go ahead and check out another video. We know you'll love it. Also, don't forget to join us live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here for the Pop Culture Jungle, where we break down all the latest in entertainment and pop culture. Until then, take care, stay awesome, and we'll see you later.